Assalamu alaikum viewers, welcome back to the course of Python for absolute beginners. In this video, I will explain operators like what is their function and different types of operators in Python that we can use to perform some operations. So keep watching, and if you have not subscribed my channel yet, then subscribe it and press the bell icon so you can get a notification whenever I upload a new video. So let's start with the operators. Basically, we use operators to perform different operations, and these operations can be performed on values as well as these can be performed on different variables. For example, we can perform operation on values like this. Here, this 2 and this 3 are two values on which we are performing the operation of addition. So, this plus is an operator that we use here to perform the addition operation. Similarly, we can perform these operations on variables like this. Here this A is a one variable and this B is another variable, and we are performing this addition operation on these two variables to get the sum of the values of these two variables. Okay. So here one more thing is this the things on which we perform the operation are called operands. For example, here you can see these 2 and 3 are called as operands, and this plus will be called as operators. Similarly, here this A and B are operands and this plus is a operator. So remember one thing, you can apply operations on variables, but these operations will be applied on their values. It will not add A plus B, but it will add value of A with the value of B, like this. Here you can see the value of A. Let's say the value of A is 5 and the value of B is 10, and we want to add these two values. Okay, so what it will do, it will add these two values and give us the answer as 15. Okay, it will not add A and B, but it will add their values. So whenever we talk about operators in Python, so we can say that we can divide these operators into three major categories. Okay, number one is arithmetic operators, then we have relational operators, and then we have logical operators. Now I will explain all these types of operators one by one. So let's start with arithmetic operators. When you have to perform some mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, for all these types of operations, you can use arithmetic operators. In Python, we have basically 7 different arithmetic operators like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, exponentiation, and floor division. So let's see what is addition. Whenever we want to sum up two values or more than two values, we can use this addition. Okay. For example, I have a value 1 as 2 and I have another value as 3, and I want to sum up these values. What I can do, I can make a use of this addition operator. Okay. And I can use this symbol. For addition, you can use this plus symbol. What it will do, it will add 2 and 3 and give us answer as 5. Similarly, we have a subtraction operator. In subtraction operator, if we want to subtract one value from another value, then we can use this subtraction operator. For example, I have a value as 5 and I have another value which is 3, and I want to subtract 3 from 5, then I can use this symbol. Okay, this minus symbol is used for subtraction. Whenever you apply this symbol, Python will subtract two values or three values. Well, there is no limit to values. You can use as many values as you can. Okay. So what it will do, it will minus 3 from 5 and give us answer like this, which is 2. Now move to multiplication. The multiplication operation, we use this multiplication operator when we want to multiply values, different values. Okay. Here you can take an example as I have a number 4 and I have another number 3, and I want to get a multiplication of 4 and 3, then I can use this symbol. Okay. This asterisk symbol is used for multiplication. Whenever you use this static symbol, Python will understand that it has to multiply these two numbers. So what it will do, it will multiply 4 and 3 and give us answer as 12. Now, how to perform this division operation? For division, let me give you an example. Like I have this 5 and I have another number 2, and I want to divide 5 by 2, then I can use this symbol. Okay, this symbol is used for division. Whenever you use this symbol, Python will understand that Python has to divide these two numbers, and you will get answer as 2.5. Here remember, it has given you answer as 2.5. Okay, remember this 0.5 because I will give a reference of this 0.5 in when I will discuss this floor division. So now move to modulus. Modulus operator is basically used for finding the remainder. Whenever you want to find the remainder, what it will do, it will divide two values and give you the remainder. Let me give you an example. Here I have 13 and then I have 3. I want the remainder of 13 divided by 3. So for remainder, you can use this percentage symbol. When you use this percentage symbol, Python will divide 13 by 3 and give you the remainder. Okay. For example, it will give you answer like this. Here you have answer 1 because when we divide 13 by 3, then 3 into 4 will be 12 and we will get only 1 as a remainder. Then we have this exponentiation. Exponentiation operation is used for power. When we say the first value raised to the power of some second value, okay? So here I can give you example as I have a value 2 and 2 raised to the power 3. Now I want to see what is its answer if I calculate 2 raised to the power 3. So for power symbol or for exponentiation you can use double static. Okay, this double static will tell the Python to take the power. Here the meaning of this statement will be 2 raised to the power 3. What should be the answer? Its answer should be 8. It will multiply, it will take the power of 2 as 3. Okay, 2 is the value and 3 is its power. So whenever you have to perform this exponentiation operation, you use double static, and for multiplication we have used single static. Now move to this floor division. Let me give you first example, then I will explain you what it will do. You have a number 5 and you have another number 2. Same example as we have in this division, okay? 5 by 2. Now this is also a division, but it is known as floor division. What it will do, let's see what is the symbol for it, okay? The symbol for it is double forward slash. For division, we have used only single forward slash, and for floor division, we use double forward slash. This double forward slash will tell the Python to give us only floor value. Floor value means that, look at its answer. You have answer here 2, but here you have answer 2.5. When you did division, you get the answer 2.5, and when you did floor division, you get answer 2. Why? Because this floor division will not consider the value after decimal. Maybe it's 0.5, maybe it's 0.3, but floor division will give you the answer before decimal. Okay, it will not consider the value that is after decimal. So that is all about arithmetic operators. Now let's move to relational operators. We use relational operators when we want to compare two values, or we want to we want to check the relationship between two values. 1, 2, 3, start. We use relational operators to check the relation between some values. Okay, it can be between two values, it can be between three values. So whenever we have to make a comparison between values, then we use relational operators, and these relational operators are also called as comparison operators. So let's see how many relational operators Python provides us. In Python we can have 6 different types of relational operators like this. Number 1, we have greater than, then less than, equal to, not equal to, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. These are the 6 operators that we can use in Python. for understanding the relation between different values. Okay, so let's start with greater than. The greater than operator is used to see the relationship between values, the first value is greater than second value or not. Okay, for example, I have a value 3, then I have another value 2. So I want to check is 3 is greater than 2 or not. Okay, so for this purpose I can use this symbol. This symbol is used for greater than operator. Okay, whenever you have to perform this greater than operator, you will use this symbol. What it will do, it will check is if 3 is greater than 2 or not. And remember one thing, relational operators always give answer in two forms. Is it either it is true or either it is false. Okay, so if the condition will be true, it will give us answer as true, and if the condition will be false, then it will give us answer as false. So here you can see the condition is true, 3 is greater than 2, the answer will be true here. Similarly, if I have another, let's say another example, I have 3 and I have another value as 3. Now here check one thing, because I will explain this thing in this greater than equal to or less than equal to also. Okay, so here we have used this greater than symbol and we are checking is 3 is greater than 3, then its answer should be false. Why false? Because 3 is equal to 3, but 3 can never be greater than 3. Okay, so its answer will be false. Now let's see less than. What is the purpose of this less than operator? When we want to check first value is less than second value or not, then we use this first less than operator. For example, this 2 is a first value and this 3 is a second value here, and I want to check if this 2 is less than 3 or not, so I can use this symbol. For greater than we have used another symbol, and the symbol opposite to this symbol, and for less than we are using this symbol, and this symbol will check if 2 is less than 3 or not. Okay, so here you can see the condition is true, so it will give us answer as true. And let us take another example. If I have a 3 and I have another number 3 and I want to apply a less than operator on it. So as previously I said that 3 can be equal to 3, but it can never be greater than 3. Similarly, 3 is equal to 3, but it is not less than 3. Okay, so its answer will be false. Now let's see what this equal to operator do. We have a value 2 and we have another value 3. This equal to basically checks that are two values equal or not. Okay, so for equal to we use this symbol, which is double equal to. Okay, why we are using this symbol? Because this single equal to, if we use single equal to, so it will considered as a assignment operator, as I discussed in my video in which I have described about variables. So single equal to means that assignment operator. So for differentiating assignment operator with from equal to, we have used double equal to here to check if the first number is equal to the second number or not. Okay, so the answer here is obviously false, because 2 can never be equal to 3. Let's say another example, 3 and again 3. So we have two values that are, number 1 is 3 and number 2 is also 3, and we want to check if they are equal or not. Then we will use this double equal to operator and it will give us answer as true, because 3 is equal to 3. Then we have another option of not equal to. Okay, we can use this operator as well if you want to check the one value is if first value is equal to is not equal to other or not. Let's say I have 2 and I have two values, and I want to check that 2 is not equal to 3. Then what I can do, I can use this symbol. Okay, this exclamatory mark will show this note. Okay, note and then equal to. So when it will, here you can see that 2 is not equal to 3, the condition is true. So the answer here would be true. Similarly, if I have 3 and again I have 3 and I am applying here this not equal to operator, So the here answer will be false, because 3 is equal to 3, and here we are checking 3 is not equal to 3, so it will say that 3 is equal to 3 and our answer is false. Now these two operations are little bit interesting, like greater than or equal to. Okay, so here we have one more option of greater than or equal to. Let's say I have 2 and then I have 3, and I am applying here the symbol operator of greater than or equal to. So here you can see that for greater than we have just used this symbol. Okay, half part of this symbol. But for greater than or equal to, what we did, we have written equal to as well with this greater than symbol. So it will check if 2 is greater than 3, then this statement will be true, and or if 2 is equal to 3. Okay, you can here even one condition will be true, then it will give you the true answer. Like if 2 will be greater than 3, then the answer will be true, and if the 2 is equal to 3, then the answer will be true. For example, here the answer will be false because 2 is not greater than 3 and 2 is also not equal to 3. So the answer here would be false. Let's see an example in which the answer is true. For example, I have 3 and I have another number as 3, and I am applying this greater than or equal to. So here you can see that we have 3. 3 is not greater than 3. Okay, 3 is not greater than 3, but 3 is equal to 3. So one condition is true. It will give us answer as true, because 3 is no doubt 3 is greater than 3 is not greater than 3, but 3 is equal to 3, so the answer is true here. Similarly, less than or equal to operator will work, but it will check the less than operation. Okay, let's say we have 2 and 3, and we have applied this less than and equal to. Okay, the symbol of less than operator and then the equal operator. So here 2 is less than 3, this is true, but 2 is not equal to 3. But we said that if one condition will be true, then the answer will be true. 2 is less than 3, so the answer will be true. Similarly, give me an example of false. Okay, for example, I have 3 as a one value and I have 2 as another value, and I want to check if 3 is less than or 3 is equal to 2 or not. Then I will use this less than or equal to operator. What it will do, it will check first 3 is less than 2. No, it's not less than 2. Then it will check if 3 is equal to 2. No, 3 is not equal to 2. So the answer will be false here. Okay. So that is all about relational operators. Now let's move to logical operators. Now in relational operators, we check that we basically check some condition. Okay, we check only one condition. So when we have to check multiple conditions, I mean we want to check multiple conditions are true or not, then for this purpose we use this logical operators. Okay, and in Python we have three logical operators: AND operator, OR operator, and NOT operator. So let's see what is this AND operator and what is the purpose of this AND operator. Now let me give you another example which gives us answer as false. For example, I have 3 and I have another value as 2, and I want to check if 3 is less than 2 or if 3 is equal to 2 or not. So what I will do, I will use this less than equal to operator, and it will check if 3 is less than 2. No. Then it will check if 3 is equal to 2. No, 3 is not less than 2 and 3 is not equal to 2. So the answer will be false here. So that is all about these relational operators in which we check the relationship between different values or different variables. Okay. So now let's see what is the purpose of these logical operators. Whenever we want to check multiple conditions, we can use these logical operators. Okay. Once I will give you example, then you will get a better understanding of what are these logical operators. So for now, let's see how many logical operators we can use in Python. So there are three different logical operators that we can use in Python. Number one is AND operator, then we have OR operator, and then NOT operator. Okay. So let's see what is this AND operator. AND operator basically checks whether the two conditions are true or not. Let me show you. Like we have this one condition, 2 is less than 3. It is a one condition that we have studied in the previous slide, like in which I have discussed about relational operators. So here you have one condition as 2 is less than 3, and you have another condition as 4 is less than 4. So what it will do, it will check that both of conditions are true or not. So for the AND operation, we use this AND. Okay, we just write simple AND in Python, so it will understand to check that it has to check these two conditions whether both of these are true or not. Okay, so AND will give you the output as true if and only if this condition is true as well as this condition is true. Now here you can see that 2 is less than 3, but here this condition is true, but here 4 is not less than 4. 4 is equal to 4, but 4 is not less than 4. So AND will give you answer as false. Why false? Because one condition is true, but this other condition is not true. So when it will do the AND of these two conditions, it will give you false. Let's see another example. I have a condition 2 is less than 3, and then I have another condition 3 is equal to 3. Okay, and when I perform AND operation here, so it will give me the output as true. Why its output is true? Because the condition 1, 2 is less than 3 is true. Similarly, the condition 2, which is 3 is equal to 3, is also true. So both the conditions are true, so the output is true. Let's see what is OR operator. Okay. In OR operator, it checks only if the one condition is true or not. If one condition will be true, it will give you the true answer. Okay. For example, I have one condition as 2 is less than 3, and then I have another condition 4 is less than 4. And we perform here OR operation. You just simply write this OR and it will give you the result of OR operation. Okay. Here you can see that the first condition is 2 is less than 3 is true, and the second condition here is false. But here we are using this OR operator, so we will get the answer as true. Okay, but when we have used here AND, the conditions were same, but when we write AND here, we got the false answer because AND consider both conditions as true. Then it will give you as answer as true, but OR will only consider one condition as true and it will give you answer as true. Let me show another example. I have 2 is less than 3, and then 3 is equal to 3. Here both conditions are true. Okay, in the first example, you see that only one condition was true, so OR gave you as true answer. Okay. Here both conditions are true and I am going to use OR here. It will give me answer true because OR only check one condition. If one condition is true, it will give you answer as true. Now let's see when OR will give you the answer as false. I have one condition 3 is less than 2. Then I have another condition 4 is equal to 3. Okay. So here if I apply the OR, what this OR will do, it will check the first condition, which is 3 is less than 2. It will say no, it is not less than 2. Then it will move to the second condition. It will check if the second condition is true, 4 is equal to 3. No, 4 is not equal to 3. As both the conditions are false, then OR will give you the answer as false. So OR only gives answer as false when all the conditions are false. If only one condition will be true, the OR will give you answer as true. Then let's see this NOT operator. This NOT, as its name suggests, what it do, it will just negate the value. For example, if I have a value true and I apply the NOT operator on it, it will give me the answer as false. Okay, and if I have a value as false and I apply here this NOT operator, it will give me the value as true because it will always negate the value. Okay, if you have true, you will get false, and if you have false, you will get true. So that is all about the operators in Python. I hope you will get a you got a better understanding of operators in Python. And in my next video, I have decided to explain the if-else statement, which is basically a conditional statement in Python. So I will explain all the concepts of if-else statement in my next video, and after that, I will implement all these operators and that if-else statement in Python on the Google Colab. So for now, keep watching and keep learning. Allah Hafiz.